Today we're going to discuss and go over the cost of college. So, different fees kind of associated with college. Okay, when going to college, there are going to be different fees, so different stuff that you have to pay for. It is not a pay once, well, it is kind of a pay once, but you're going to have different stuff that you have to pay for, okay? It's not one fee. So, first fee you're going to see, and normally this one might be the cost that you've seen before, would be tuition. Oops. So, tuition and fees. And this is going to be the cost of the classes. So some have lab fees. If you want to go into the medical field, some different science classes, you'll have to pay the tuition cost for the class and lab fees. And normally they go and have like a per credit hour fee too. But tuition and fees covers all of that. So that is for actually taking the classes. Now, if you stay on campus or stay at the school, you'll have room and board. So that is going to be like the cost of food. And housing. So even if you live on an apartment or you want to rent an apartment, you're going to have to go ahead and pay, rent and food or room and board. That's what we mean. So that cost is going to be there unless you're attending college and you're staying at home and the people you live with are paying for all that for you. But that is also a fee to go ahead and consider. So not only do you pay your tuition and fees, you also have to buy books and supplies. Okay, so that is going to be the cost of like the textbooks. Because in college, they don't give you the textbooks for the class. You have to go to the bookstore and buy them. So you need to go, you'll have to buy a textbook for just about every class. And then also course material. We'll add that here. That is going to be like maybe you need a science kit for a science class. Or if you want to do the nursing program, you're going to have to buy their scrubs. All those different, anything you need for that class, you are going to have to go ahead and purchase. And then another expense that you may have is transportation. And then there's going to be other stuff. We'll call it other. Okay, so that is going to be like fuel for your vehicle. Okay, so maybe you have a car, is fuel. How about entertainment? So if you and your friends want to go do something, you want to go shopping, you want to go to the mall, you want to go to a restaurant and eat out, all of that stuff is going to be is kind of transportation and then other stuff. So fuel, entertainment, vehicle, maybe you need a bicycle for the college you want to go to. You'll have to have maintenance and the cost of the bicycle, all kind of just adds up on that. So those are all of the expenses. But now, what are different ways that we can go ahead and get financial aid? So financial aid is money given to you or borrowed for college. Is normally when you hear financial aid, it's kind of aiding your finances. Think of it that way. So first thing, and I highly recommend that when you guys get to a point, you can apply for as many as possible, but are scholarships. SHORLAR, that's RSHIP, so scholarships. And that is money given based on talents or grades or other things. So maybe it is maybe you get a basketball scholarship, okay? That would be based on your talents. Maybe you've got an amazing GPA, so grade point average, you get all good grades, and a school says, hey, you have really good grades. We want you to come here. We're going to give you a scholarship to come. Or others. So when you guys get to where you can apply for scholarships, there'll be some like, it's just writing an essay, or maybe it's an art competition or something, but their reward would be a scholarship of some kind. So that is all kind of what is encompassed on scholarships. There are also grants. Okay, so grants is going to be money given based on a financial need. So that would be where there's a thing called a FAFSA that you have to fill out in order to go to college to get money. Basically, it's like part of your taxes and possibly parents' taxes if that qualifies, but it's that information, and they look it over and they say, oh, you know what, you're a really good student, we think college would benefit you, here, have grant money, so it's money you don't have to pay back, in order to go to college that, we're going to give you some money based on your finances. There's also a financial program called a work study. So a work study would be when you earn money by working at the college. So it is, we'll just go ahead and shorthand this, money students earn by working, jobs provided by college. So sometimes they already have jobs at the school and they need people to work them. So if you sign up and enroll in the work study, they'll say, hey, we'll give you some money if you do this. And that is money also that you can use towards paying for college. And then the last one, which must be paid back, and normally it's paid back with interest, are going to be loans. So the first three are money given that you don't have to pay back, but loans is money borrowed. So when you borrow money, you have to give it back. So it must be repaid. Okay, and usually with interest. So loans, you take out loans. So a bank will give you money for college saying, okay, you want to go to college, here's a loan. However, when you're done going to school, you owe us this money back and you owe interest on top of that for us letting you borrow that money. So there is kind of financial aid or finances of how to go ahead and pay for college. Okay, so here's an example, right? We have Tom. He wants to go to a 4-year public university. So the tuition is going to be $7,800. Room and board is going to be $9,500. His books are going to cost $1,350, and he's going to spend about $750 on other stuff. Okay, so eating out, going out with friends, anything else he wants to spend money on. Maybe his car fuel's in there also. So cost per year. So it is going to cost him about $19,400 every year to attend a 4-year public university. Let's say his degree, 4-year public university, is probably going to take him 4 years to get done with his schooling, depending on his degree. But most people go to a 4-year university and spend the whole 4 years there working on their degree. So let's say he is getting a scholarship every year. So his scholarships total $6,200 every year. And he's going to participate in the work-study program. So he's going to also get from the school $2,700 for working. So every year, so we're going to go ahead and have to add those up. Every year, he will get $8,900 towards that he's going to go ahead and use towards his tuition. So now we have to figure out how much does it cost for him to go for 1 year. So for 1 year, how much more money does he have to come up with? So maybe he has to get a loan, or he has to pay it out of his bank account. Maybe he's been saving. He could, have amazing grandparents that want to pay for it. What do we have to do? Well, look at it this way. I know how much it costs per year, right? So it costs $19,400. I know he already has $8,900 that are going to be given to him, right? So that comes off the balance. He needs to come up with the remainder. His remainder cost is going to be $10,500. So for 1 year, it's going to cost him $10,500 per year. Now, what would I do to this number to figure out the cost for 4 years, right? We're going to say his scholarships and his work study are going to be the same. Okay, we have no other information that's going to say he does not get that money. So if it cost him this much for 1 year, in order to figure out 4 years, I would then just take that and times that by 4, and it is going to cost him $42,000 to go to a 4-year public university for 4 years. So what do I need to figure out now? Maybe he just wants to save and pay for his first year on his own, okay? So maybe if he pays for the first year, Grandma and Grandpa are going to pay the rest. So he needs, out of pocket, he needs to come up with that for first year. Okay, so let's say he has 12 months to save. So he has 12 months to save up to have $10,500. What do I do to figure out how much he needs to save every month? Well, take the amount he wants at the end, right? So he wants $10,500. Divide that by how long he gets to save. So if he's going to go ahead and save that amount of money every month, right? Every month, because 12 months is how long he has to save it. He will need to save $875 every month for a year to have $10,500 to pay for his first year. Hopefully he has a lot longer than the 12 months to save up, but you understand how that works.